to the Monday, September 5th episode of the PM Show. It is American History Trivia, as trivial as it may be. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but I don't know. Anyway, let me get everything synced in here together real quick so I can see the chat. There we is right there. There is that. There is that. And last but not least, a little share out on Facebook. Spinny, spinny, spinny the right way. And booyah, there we go. Good evening, Terry. Hope you're doing well tonight. But good to see you, Tony, Jay, Jan. Hope everybody's doing good this evening so far. Oh, God, I'm so glad the weekend's over. I don't know what y'all done, but last night we wound up going to friends of hers from the casino. One of the surveillance guys owns a fireworks company. Not only do they sell fireworks, but they also set up the displays and do fireworks. And about an hour and a half into the fireworks display last night, I got so bloody cold sitting outside in the wind that I went and finished the last hour in the car, turning the heater on and off. She told me, she said a long sleeve shirt should be just fine. I mean, it's 70 degrees outside. Nobody counted on it picking up and dropping to like 59 degrees before we got home. So, but also nobody thought we were going to sit through a 2.5 hour fireworks display either. So. But yeah, cold air was getting into my knees, getting into my back. It was time to go sit in the heat for a while. And then today, of course, being observed, Labor Day, we had company come over and had some pulled pork and some of my buddy Mike's awesome bacon potato salad. But we wound up not getting home till almost midnight last night because we had to wind up. It was so long we had to wind up grab something to eat. So we grabbed as cheap as we could and ate it on the way home. Got home and croaked out. All right, let me see here. The shitty day. Someone hacked her everything because now she's even locked out of Messenger. So texting is the only way I got to get a hold of Jan now. Homemade mac and cheese. Hey, Squatch, good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well this evening. I run Guitar Classified site. Facebook, every once in a while some asshole posts hardcore porn. I'll never understand people doing that. I don't care who you are. I will never understand somebody feeling like they have to post porn or something on a page. It just blows me away, the mentality of some people. I have a new show idea. I call it Shills on Wheels. Sounds interesting. I'd check it out with a name like that. Exactly, Tony. Exactly. You're too easy to run the risk for small children to see that kind of stuff, and yeah, I agree. Contemplating on being sick since late. Been sick since late Friday night. Late Friday night, Saturday morning. Just keeps getting worse. You have been? How come nothing's been said? Hmm. Hey, Terry. Good to see you. Yeah, I know, Jan. That's what I was wondering too. If he caught it, from a little bit. Small children ain't involved with guitar classifies, but teens need not get that shit from. Exactly. Exactly. She's better, but you're worse. Wow. Yeah, and that's the sad thing, People have been getting sick. They've been passing it around the household. By the time they get better, it's coming around a second time. So, I mean, what are you supposed to do when you live in a small household with more than just yourself? I'm going to set up a live stream on my way to meet a YouTuber. Just talk for an hour or so until I get the meetup. Cool. Hey, Ma. Good to see you. You were doing family thing. Didn't want to bother you with it. Well, the family thing always includes my extended family as well, so, um, yeah, no excuse. Hey, KG, good to see you, dear. Remote on the fritz. Yeah, you forgot to take TV monitor, or you forgot to take computer monitor with you yesterday morning, too, when you came over. Don't forget to smash that like button. Yeah, definitely don't forget to smash that like button. Squirrel, good to see you. Hope you're doing good this evening. We got about 5 more minutes or so till we start American history trivia. So, y'all better get on your thinking hats, go grab a snack and a drinky poo, go grab your crystal skull, whatever. It's nothing like drinking from your enemy's skull. We'll be getting started here in a few minutes. Haven't been asleep since yesterday morning. Don't pick on you. Um, go to sleep. Only place I could share now is Twitter. I've never been a tweeter. I don't understand how. No, 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 no. Hey, Ian. Good to see you, buddy. As you should know, my brain is all function. I'll be listening, gonna lay down if oldest will let me. She's freaking out about grandma leaving. I vaguely remember buying vodka in a clear glass skull. I think it was called Crystal Head. I can't remember. I I don't know. I'm not a vodka drinker. I tried to do drink last night. 8 peaches, which were salt and brandy. I should. Never did that. For the Crystal Head. But she said it weren't true. Tony. While you're watching Yellowstone, it's a good show. I liked 1882 better, but Yellowstone's a good show. It's alright, Ty. You just get to feeling better. Those girls need you. So you definitely need to get yourself feeling better so you can take care of them. I know, Tony. We'd never ask you to change. Can't wait for season 5. It'll be the last. Always be who you are. Yeah, I mean, always be who you are, because if you try to be somebody else, they'll just get pissed off at you, and then it'll be no fun. Oh, Ty, you need to do for you. Yes, he does. Just getting over your sickness. You're getting down with the sickness. Getting down with the sickness. We expect nothing else but the true you. Exactly. We don't want anybody else. We want the real Tony. Yep, most definitely she needs to go see the Wook. He's gonna have a frickin' conniption fit. She don't get there soon. Does the word archaeox mean anything to you? It seems familiar to me, but I know I've heard it before. I've heard somebody mention it before, but I don't know what it is or anything. You want to ask? It's about wrestling time. You know, it's important. I'll talk to you later. All right, Ma. Have a good evening. RKX. All right, guys, it is that time. Yes, COVID. I'm sure COVID did kick your ass. just now being able to get up and move around and stuff, it's not like you could exercise or anything. So, yeah, I'm sure it did slap you around and call you all kinds of nasty names and stuff. Hey, just out of curiosity, does anybody know the only president that served more than 2 terms? Can anybody name the only president to serve more than 2 terms? It was, in fact, FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt. And that, y'all, kicked off tonight's American History Trivia. How long did FDR serve in office? How long did FDR serve in office? You've seen his Georgia home. That's pretty cool. Number of years, Mr. J. Number of years. How many years did FDR serve? He served 12 years. He served, he served 12 years in office. Good job, Terry. FDR, the Lion Chief. Well, there ain't no love lost there. What year did FDR die? What year did FDR die? See, the reason, guys, that I started throwing these questions out real fast like is because Jay said he was doing dishes, which means he can't Google right now. So some of you guys might have a chance to get a couple points ahead before he gets done with the dishes. They're all lying cheats. He didn't deserve Eleanor. She was a good woman. Yep. And he did. Want to bet. And he did die in 1945. Which president had the shortest presidency? Which president had the shortest presidency? Which president had the shortest presidency? Thank you. It was not Kennedy. It was not Tyler. It was not Fillmore. It was not Jackson. Which president had the short presidency? Yeah, I know. I figured he'd be able to answer. I was just playing anyway, but I figured he'd be able to. It was not Lincoln. Which president had the short presidency? The one that dropped dead. Yeah, well, yeah, that's pretty much why he had the shortest presidency. Here's your hint. He's from Indiana. His childhood home is located exactly 12 blocks north of the Circle, Monument Circle down in Indianapolis. It was, in fact, William Henry Harrison. William Henry Harrison. I do believe he was president for like 12 days or some weird shit. It was some ungodly short term. I do not remember exactly how long he was president. I'm drunk. Screw my life. Wow. Well, we can see which direction tonight's going in. Name the first president to live in the White House. Name the first president to live in the White House. It'll be all right, Jan. It'll be all right. Ashley will be able to show you how to secure your account. I don't know if you've been getting it on your computer or not, but I've been getting this deal on mine. It's a double login. So people can't access anything on your Google until you approve it on your phone. So every time I have to log into something on the computer, I have a thing that pops up on my phone that says, yes, this is me, no, this is not me. And I have to confirm or deny that it's me taking the action on Google. And it is not Madison. It is John Adams. John Adams was the first president to live in the White House. Where did Where did William Henry Harrison die? Where did William Henry Harrison die? This guy piggybacked on my account. in his boots. Well, I don't know for sure if he was wearing boots or if he was wearing loafers, but I guarantee he did die in his shoes or boots. At what location did William Henry Harrison die? He died in office. He was at the Capitol and died in office. Which president was divorced at the time of his inauguration? Which president was divorced at the time of his inauguration? Died in his flip-flops. He was wearing Crocs. Hey, Danny. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well. Hey, you are correct, Tony. It was Reagan. Reagan was divorced when he was elected president. Which U.S. American president was single? Which U.S. American president was never married? Which U.S. American president was never married? Nope, Carter was married. Nope. Nope. Fillmore was married. Jackson was married. Hope you're doing all right tonight, Danny. Looking forward to tomorrow night. Doing some pre-recording with you for Wednesday evening. Or for Sunday evening, I mean. With a name like Millard. Wouldn't be surprised. Which U.S. president was unmarried? Most of them forgot they were married. Yep. That they did. That they did. Jefferson, his wife, died. Nope, he had been married, though. This president had never been married. Not Pierce. We are actually looking for Buchanan. James Buchanan. Tony got it right as I said it, too. How about that? James Buchanan. Name the president who signed the treaty to purchase Alaska. Name the president who signed the treaty to purchase Alaska. Doggone it, squirrel, I was reading that message when you erased it. Something about which one enjoyed his cigarette, and that's as far as I got. First thing that hit my mind is no, it wasn't a cigarette, it was a cigar. And we don't want to know where he put that thing out at. The first president, or the president who signed the treaty to purchase Alaska, was Andrew Johnson. Good job, Jan. Good job, Jay. I think Jay was looking over your shoulder, Jan. You might want to watch out. I think he was cheating. Yeah, Miss Monica. Name the first president to appear on TV. Name the first president to appear on TV. Hey, Joe. Good to see you, bud. Name the first president to appear on TV. It was not Truman. It was FDR. Franklin D. Roosevelt was the first president to appear on TV. What was the name of the first president to appoint an African American to the Supreme Court? What was the name of the first president to appoint an African American to the Supreme Court? Hey, Carrie. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well. What was the name of the first? Oh, right there it is. Terry got it. It was Lyndon B. Johnson. Lyndon B. Johnson was the name of the president who was the first to appoint an African American to the Supreme Court. What famous poet? What famous poet wrote, "O Captain, my Captain"? What famous poet wrote, "O Captain, my Captain"? I'm much better, burned off my contagious period, helping Dad with a problem at home. Cool. Cool. Help Dad as much as you can. Papa Carey needs it. The man who had JFK loft. Marshall, damn, I should have remembered him. You're right, Jan. Thurgood was a great man. Thurgood Marshall was a good man. Name the famous poet who wrote "O Captain, My Captain." It was Walt Whitman. Walt Whitman wrote "O Captain, My Captain." Which president did Walt Whitman write a poem about? Which president did Walt Whitman write a poem about? Not FDR. Nope, not Teddy Roosevelt. Joe got it, y'all. It was Abraham Lincoln. Walt Whitman wrote a poem about Abraham Lincoln. Name the commission that was established for the investigation of John F. Kennedy's assassination. I have heard Theodore Roosevelt's account of the Bigfoot sighting. It was the Warren Commission. Hey, Cheryl. Good to see you. It was the Warren Commission that was established to investigate John F. Kennedy's assassination. Who was the tallest president? Who was the tallest president? That's all right, Cheryl. At least you attempt to answer the questions. Nine out of 10 times, we wind up just goofing off in here and having good laughs and picking on each other and having fun. I mean, that's what we're all about. We have fun and learn a little bit in the process. Hey, it's a win-win. It is Lincoln. It is Lincoln. Lincoln was the tallest president. To whom was the first report of the Warren Commission presented? To whom was the first report of the Warren Commission presented? How tall was Lincoln? Well, let us see if we can find out that piece of information. Abraham Lincoln was 6 foot 4 inches tall. 6 foot 4 inches tall. He had Marfan syndrome. To whom was the first report of the Warren Commission presented? It was not the Speaker of the House. It was not the House. Um, I would accept deaf ears, but sadly enough, they weren't deaf ears. They were just already knowing ears. Sorry, I'm a fond believer that the assassination was not conducted the way that history says it was. But yes, Jay had it. The first report from the Warren Commission was presented to Lyndon B. Johnson. LBJ. I think the gummies are kicking in. I have no idea. There you go. Get them gummies a gummying. The Civil Rights Act was signed by which president? The Civil Rights Act was signed by which president? I didn't think anyone believes the story as is, not even me. And I buy Exploding Spy satellite story totally. Hey, Blaine. Good to see you, young nephew. Hope you're doing well. Oh, let's see here. LBJ, Lincoln, Johnson, LBJ, Kennedy. Nope. None of those are the right answer. The Civil Rights Act was signed by which U.S. president? It was not Nixon. It was not Harding. It was not Eisenhower. Not Truman, Ford, or Carter. Y'all are thinking 20th century. Y'all are thinking 20th century here. It was Grant. Good job, Terry. Ulysses S. Grant signed the Civil Rights Act just following the American Civil War when he became president. Ulysses S. Grant. I'm running out of guesses here. How about Coolidge? Oh, here's a good one. Here's a good one. Which famous African American? Which famous African American was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom? Which famous African American was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom? It was not Jesse Owens. It was not Colin Powell. Which famous African American was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom? It was not Arthur something. It was not Jackie Robinson. It was Rosa Parks. Jay got it, guys. His hands are out of the dishwater. He is back in the game. I can't even say it with a straight face. It was Rosa Parks. What is the name of the first president who won the Nobel Peace Prize? What is the name of the first president to win the Nobel Peace Prize? I knew that, but couldn't think of her name. John, good to see you. Hope you're doing well tonight. It was not Hoover or Obama. It was Theodore Roosevelt. Theodore Roosevelt was the first president to win the Nobel Peace Prize. Good job, Terry. Terry D. Name the president who was known as Rough and Ready. Name the president who was known as Rough and Ready. Well, this is a lot about the Nobel Committee. Doing good. Hope you're doing well, my friend. I am doing absolutely fine, man. The holiday is over with. It is finally time to get everything squared away, possibly get some sleep. As you can see, I really need it. Quite honestly, if I knew I wouldn't be up by midnight and back in the studio, I would already be in bed. Name the president who was known as Rough and Ready. Let me see here. We got Clinton. We got Roosevelt. Tyler says himself. Roosevelt. No. Let me see here. No. Hell no. No. The guy from Family Affair. Can't remember his name. I don't remember the guy from Family Affair either. I remember what he looks like. I used to watch that show. Speak softly, carry a big stick. I thought that was Sheriff Buford Puster who said that. Talk softly, carry a 2x4. That's what it was. Let me see. Brian Keith. Thank you, Tony. Jackson, no. Lincoln, no. Grant, no. Mr. French. I remember Mr. French. Not Lincoln. Come on, y'all. Who was the president known as Rough and Ready? No, it was not Trojan Man. Trojan Man. The guy from Family Affair played Teddy Roosevelt in the movie. Ah, gotcha. Frankie. It was not Taft. It was Taylor. Good job, Carrie. It was Zachary Taylor. Zachary Taylor was the president known as Rough and Ready. Name the first president to use an armored limousine. Name the first president to use an armored limousine. It was not Calvin Coolidge. It was not Andrew Jackson. It was not Reagan. It wasn't Johnson. Name the first president to use an armored limousine. It was not Nixon. It was not Truman. It was not Ford and or Carter. It was not Tyler. It was Franklin Roosevelt. Franklin Roosevelt was the first president to use an armored limousine. In what city? In what city was William McKinley assassinated? In what city was William McKinley assassinated? So whose idea was Kennedy's car choice? That's a good question. Was Kennedy in a convertible? Kennedy was a fond believer. Hold up, guys. Stop answering for a second. I don't want to miss this. Jay got it anyway. Buffalo, New York. William McKinley was assassinated in Buffalo, New York. Gotta run, everybody keep up. All right, Blaine, you have yourself a good evening, bud. Take care and keep spinning and winning. Looking forward to tomorrow's video. Have a good evening. Get some rest. Kennedy was a fond believer in how the royal family in England interacts with the crowd. They always ride around in open carriages. The younger members of the family would get out and walk right along the crowds and shake hands and hold babies and pose for pictures and stuff like that. And Kennedy was a very staunch, firm believer in that. He wanted to be seen by his people. He wanted to be the people's president. And that's why he was in a convertible waving to the crowd. Sadly enough, we all know the result of that. Hey Sarah, good to see you. Hope you're doing well tonight. The Wind and the Lion was a movie that Keith played Teddy Roosevelt. Be right back. Dad's gonna try the Jenny again. Go for it. Help Dad out. English crowds were way different than American crowds. Very much so, because still today, the royal family will ride around in open carriages. The kids and the grandkids will walk amongst the crowds. It was just a couple years ago that the prince and princess, right before they, you know, moved to America, were out walking along the crowd, picking up small kids. One little kid ran out in the road. The prince picked her up and was loving on her and stuff, and walked her back over to her mother in the crowd. So even to this day, English crowds are a lot different than American crowds. He's done a fine job. He got to finish his presidency. I agree with you, Sarah. I think he would have too. Balls, said the Queen. If I had to, I'd be king. They really aren't allowed. They're not allowed weapons over there, Cheryl. But you know, much like felons and stuff here, they're not allowed to have them, but they can still get them pretty easily. But yes, they are not allowed weapons over there, even for reenactors who only shoot blanks during the reenactments out of our weapons. You have to have all kinds of special licenses over in Europe or over in the UK just to have reenactment weapons and cannons and stuff, where here you don't need any kind of permits or licenses to have them. Hell, you can travel back and forth across the borders with them. All right, let's see here. Which two presidents were second cousins? Which two presidents were second cousins? Just about everybody in here is, Cheryl. Just about everybody in here is just like you. There were things JFK wanted, would have been opposed to, but he was far better than today's leftist asshats. Yes, he was. FDR and TDR, no. Adams, no. Which two presidents were second cousins? Yeah, she loves weapons and stuff, Tony. I don't know much about Taft, except he was a larger man. I love guns. Teddy and Franklin, no. It was James Madison and Zachary Taylor. Tyler got one, guys. Mr. I'm gonna lay back and listen to the show because I feel like stomp shit just jumped up and got one. It was James Madison and Zachary Taylor. And I have a fondness for cannons. Amen to that. And Cheryl comes back, swords and knives. You're going to get along just fine here, dear. Tony loves his guns. I like primitive weapons. I like black powder guns because, well, our shells don't come packaged. We can load ours as much as we want to, and well, needless to say, I have enough edged weapons around this house. Anybody ever breaks in here at night, they're not going to leave in one piece. That's a guarantee. Between the Scottish claymores, the Viking axes, the throwing axes, the executioner's axes, the Scottish basket hilt, the broadsword, the warhammer, yeah, they're not gonna, yeah, no. I think it would have been a way different place for Kennedy to run his full term. If they get past my guns, amen to that. Well, trying to show my dedication and support. I understand, Ty. It's all right, bud. I got enough makings here to put a hole in central Illinois. I just wanted to say hello. I'm going to read a book to my kids. All right, sir. Go spend some time with those youngins, and we'll catch you later, babe. Let me see here. I'm still here talking to my daughter. That's cool, Candy. I'm glad you're getting to talk to your girl. Yeah, and just think, Jan, you guys only saw a small portion of them. You didn't see what was hanging in the bedroom. My big 5 foot long claymores hanging right above the bed. I've got a second bearded axe hanging on my side of the bed, right next um, to my Scottish knife that's hanging there. That's over 17 inches long. So yeah. All you guys had a chance to see was the edged arsenal here in the studio. By next year, I'm hoping some of those weapons will actually be out and displayed in the living room and stuff. So you'll be able to see them a little bit better. Pray for my son-in-law duties to a foreign country 1 year. Oh wow. Most definitely. I've had two of my three boys were overseas. Both of them were over there for 2 tours. So definitely prayers for your son-in-law. Um, it's hard. It's scary, but I think he'll be. I think he'll be okay. At least we'll all pray he's okay. Till we hear from you that he's back home and safe with your girl. I always take a gun over a blade. Oh, now see, I agree with that for outside. Inside the house, close distance, Tony, I'll take a blade over a gun anytime. My youngest daughter has been over there. So has 2 son-in-laws. Oh, wow. Wow. Prayers out to him, definitely so. Still a God. Well, and see, Tony, the only reason that I say edged weapons in the house, especially here in the state of Michigan, is too many times we have heard Michigan is a stand your ground state. They walk in your house, you shoot to kill, yada yada yada. But too many times people have had their house broken into. We've had retired police officers have their house broke into. They shoot and kill the intruder, and they find themselves sitting in jail. One of them actually done 12 years, or is currently doing 12 years, for killing an intruder in his home. Then they start saying shoot to wound, anything below the groin. Then they start saying just give them what they want. But there are no laws in the state of Michigan against Viking axes, bearded axes, throwing a 5-foot long razor sharp claymore, nothing like that. The way I figured, if I can throw them and pin them to the door, it's less work the cops got to do trying to find them. Just a small electrical fire. Oh. Shoot to stop. Why are we talking about San Francisco? 2019, stranger pulled a knife on myself and child. I went and got a permit. Good girl. Protect property. Wait, we're talking about Michigan. Yeah, we're talking about Michigan. At Walmart. Wow. And see, Walmart even has a policy nationwide. I don't know about worldwide. But nationwide, Walmart has a policy. Just 40 minutes south of here, 2 years ago, we had a police officer get off duty, stop by Walmart to pick up groceries on the way home to his wife. They called the police because he walked in the store off duty, still with his service belt and his sidearm on. They said he has no business being off duty and carrying his firearm. He should lock it in his trunk. They allow no guns in the stores or on the property unless it is carried by an on-duty, active police officer. Private security, off-duty officers, nothing like that. You're allowed to carry a weapon in Walmart around here. Yes, you're absolutely right, Tony. He's required to always carry. They told him to go to Myers. Said he cannot carry off duty in Walmart. They told him to go to Myers or go to the grocery store. Don't stop there. Walmart said that, Carrie. Could be why I get followed by security. I tell them to back off. That's like the druggie that wandered away from her cleaning job the next street over and came to our street checking doorknobs. I answered my door with my pistol and asked her if I could help her. Years and years ago, I lived in Muncie, Indiana, and we were sitting there watching TV one night. All of a sudden, some dude opens our door and walks in, just kind of looks around. I'm like, dude, my door was locked. He goes, I have a key. Me and my buddy used to live here. I was just stopping by to say hi to him. How long you lived here? Can I have the key, please? Your buddy don't live here no more. Dude apologized, walked back out. Oops, sorry. They're so obvious. Wrong house. I'm somewhat known in a small town. Nobody comes to my tour. About 2 years ago, a guy came in Walmart. There was a six-shooter on his hip. Walmart didn't say or do anything to him. Wow. Very lucky. Mass shooter training. All right, Carrie. All right, moving on here. Name the first major battle of the Civil War. Name the first major battle of the Civil War. Name the first major battle of the Civil War. That has to be localized at Walmart's. It actually is localized at Walmart's because Indiana has a law called, or has a permit called a Class A permit. And with that permit, you can carry your sidearm, you can carry your weapon any place that a law enforcement officer can carry it except in a government building. You can carry it in bars, you can carry it in schools, you can carry anything. And I mean, Indiana's even stopping people from carrying well, Walmart is stopping people from carrying in Walmart in Indiana, even if they have a Class A permit, even law enforcement. So, yeah, no post office, exactly. It is federal. It is not Gettysburg. It is not Fort Sumter. Jay got it. It is the first battle of Bull Run. That was the first major battle of the American Civil War, the Battle of Bull Run. Or Bullshit, whatever. Here's a good one for you guys. What nickname did Thomas Jonathan Jackson earn during the Battle of Bull Run? What nickname did Thomas Jonathan Jackson earn during the first Battle of Bull Run? They called him Stonewall. Stonewall Jackson. Yeah, I kind of agree with you on that, Tony. I would say Fort Sumter being the trigger, um, the first battle of the Civil War. Um, yeah. Well, then again, if you think about it, on timeline wise, Fort Sumter, the taking of Fort Sumter, actually occurred before the Civil War was actually declared. So that's probably why they didn't count Fort Sumter. Good night, Terry. You take care of yourself, dear. Have a good evening and get some sleep. And we will talk to you in a few days. Only Jackson was the Nick that I know. Let me see here. Battle means both sides fired. Oh, what's a generator? Yeah. Um, who was the first person to sign the Declaration of Independence? Who was the first person to sign the Declaration of Independence? It was Johnny Hancock. You are correct. It was John Hancock, and chances are Ben Franklin was standing there going, Christ, John, you're a little smaller, there's not going to be enough room for all of us. You gloating bastard. In what year? Yeah, congratulations, Cheryl. You got one. Yeah, exactly. Geez, John, wasting all that good ink. Yeah, well, every president since then's bragged about the size. In what year did the Pony Express get started? In what year did the Pony Express get started? It is not 1780. 1850 something. It was not 1850. I like my 38 revolver, 9 millimeters in the safe. It's the woman of your dreams, Tony. And those are only the two she could think of on the spot. Cheryl strikes me as that kind of girl that, like in those zombie first shooter games, she goes and moves a vase on her desk, and these panels on the walls flip over, and are just lined with assault rifles and stuff like that. My missus favors a 38, and because telegraphs were installed during the Civil War. Yes, 1860. Jay got it, guys. It was 1860 that the Pony Express was started. Build something like that. Believe it or not, if you look on YouTube, there are videos on there of furniture that have the hiding places like that. I saw a coffee table that you hit a button and the coffee table popped up, and right underneath the top of the coffee table was places for all of your pistols. And they even come with a thumbprint scanner, so you don't have to worry about the kids getting into that stuff and everything. I have seen bed frames, same way. You thumbprint it, this drawer pops out, and all of your long guns are stored. Pictures, like shadow boxes, you can thumbprint the side of it, and it'll pop open, and there'll be room in there for like 3 or 4 handguns inside behind the display in the shadow boxes. I doubt Pharaoh has assault anything. It's very difficult to get, as in basically impossible. Have a coffee table rifle case. I'm headed out, guys, trying to get some rest for tomorrow's starts. All right, Jan, you take care, sweetie, and we'll holler at you later. Damn thing would not fit a Remington 750 millimeter objective. X took our AR-15. Well, damn him all to hell. Started walking out with an AR, I would have challenged him to a duel. Name the American state that was first to enter the Union on the 7th of December, 1787. Oh, that's the coffee table, that link right up there. All right, Carrie, thank you. Name the American state that was the first to enter the Union on the 7th of December 1787. It was not Maryland. It was not Pennsylvania. Oh, no, no, not that fight. Nope, was not Illinois, was not Virginia, nor Missouri. Listen to the date, guys. The first American state to enter the Union on the 7th of December, 1787. Thought it was North South Dakota fight again. Oh, no, 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 no. We'll try to avoid that ever happening again. Was not Kansas. That is Pearl Harbor Day, but I know it wasn't Hawaii. Nope, nope, not Hawaii. Not Tennessee. Think original 13 colonies and the actual creation of the beginning of the U.S. post-Revolutionary War. Not Montana, not Rhode Island, not Ohio. Not New York. Name the first American state to enter the Union on the 7th of December, 1787. What about Idaho? Not me. Not Idaho, Idaho. No, wasn't Idaho either. Not California, not Jersey. Never mind, I'm almost 50 yearly. Not Massachusetts. Getting warmer. Nope, not Texas. Texas was still owned by the Mexicans in 1787. We are talking right at the end of the American Revolution, where the states are just starting to come together and say, we have to have a union to be a real country. And this state was the first to join that union. It was not Connecticut, nor Massachusetts, nor Mississippi. It was Delaware. Carrie got it. Joe got it. It was Delaware. Delaware was the first American state to enter the Union on the 7th of December, 1787. Yeah, you hit all around, didn't you? In 1929, during the stock market crash, who was the president of the United States? In 1929, during the stock market crash, who was the president of the United States? That's how those three counties declared their independence from Massachusetts, is told on the 25-cent piece. Wilson, no. Coolidge, no. In 1929, during the stock market crash, who was the president of the United States? While you guys think about that real quick, I am gonna... Never mind. Carrie got it. It was Herbert. It was Herbert. Herbert Hoover. Herbert Hoover was the president in 1929 during the stock market crash. Alright, I'll tell you guys what. I'm going to take a run to the potty, but first I'm going to leave you with a very tasty question to figure out. What amazing chocolate bar was created by Forrest Mars in 1923? What amazing chocolate bar was created by Forrest Mars in 1923? And I'll be right back. All right, back downhill now. Jacob first. It was not the mounds. I like guns, so Three Musketeers. Nope. It weren't the Hershey bar because, well, that wasn't created by Mars. It was the Milky Way. Milky Way was the amazing candy bar created by Forrest Mars Company in 1923. What was the very first word spoken on the moon? What was the very first word spoken on the moon by a human, by people? You know, Tony, I would almost agree that something like that probably was the first word, but they're talking about the first recorded word. The first recorded word that was actually Cheryl is dead on. Houston was the very first word spoken after the lander landed on the surface of the moon. Good job, Cheryl. And you said you didn't know anything about history. Don't come in here fibbing to me. Don't come in here fibbing to me. You've got a few of these questions right tonight. In what year did Theodore Roosevelt win the Nobel Peace Prize? In what year did Theodore Roosevelt win the Nobel Peace Prize? In what year did Theodore Roosevelt win the Nobel Peace Prize? It was not 1898. Aw, all my ice melted. Well, crud. But the water was still cold. It was not 1912. I thought that was a bad pan at first. Well, you know, I was in the military, and we did learn to make best what you could out of a bad situation. 1906. 1906. And besides that, Tony, I don't know about your aim first thing in the morning, but I am going to need something bigger than this if it's going to be my bedpan. Because first thing in the morning, I'm still feeling my way around the house. I haven't even opened my eyes yet. I'm like a kitten in the morning. I'm just feeling my way around. Didn't see it from the top. That's what she said. Which magazine did DeWitt Wallace found? Which magazine did DeWitt Wallace found? Not what magazine did he find, what magazine did he found? It was not Life magazine. It was Reader's Digest. DeWitt Wallace was the founder of Reader's Digest. Good job, Jay. There were so many new magazines coming out back in that time period. I read that thing for years. Had some good stories in it. My grandma and grandpa used to get it. I used to read it all the time. Who was the writer? And no, it was not Linda Lovelace. Who was the writer of The Turn of the Screw? Who was the writer of The Turn of the Screw? It was not Linda Lovelace. It was not Ron Jeremy. Who was the writer of The Turn of the Screw? It was not Bob Vila. It was not John Holmes. From what I understand, he couldn't get close enough to a table to write. Just saying. That's what I heard. Who was the writer of The Turn of the Screw? So I see what angle Cheryl comes in from. Straight ahead and 4 degrees to the left, bud. Never heard of it? Well, that just doesn't seem fair. Well, at least Tony's heard of it, just can't place it. I never heard of it. I never heard of it. I mean, you could only know so much history before your file starts overflowing. Things get on the floor, get swept under the table, lose track of all kinds of shit. It was Henry James. Henry James. Jay's heard of the writer, never heard of the writing. Don't know why, but now I'm starting to feel like Googling going on. Templar, good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing good. I know the name, but I cheated, so nah. That one was a Googled. Yes, he did get the shout out, Carrie. He did get the shout out. Where did the very first Hard Rock Cafe open? Where did the very first Hard Rock Cafe open? It was not Cleveland. It was not Vegas, New York, or Memphis. Where did the very first Hard Rock Cafe open? It was not Los Angeles, no, California, nor Seattle. Where did the very first Hard Rock Cafe open? It was not Atlanta. It was not in Dam. Oh, wait. Yeah, okay. It was in Piccadilly, London. Piccadilly, London was the location of the very first Hard Rock Cafe. Piccadilly, London. Good job, Joe. Name the first president to ever declare war. Name the first president to ever declare war. Oh, hell with England. It was not Jackson. The one in Sacramento closed, they had a guitar. It was James Madison. James Madison was the first president to declare war. Good job, Jay. James Madison. How many children? How many children did U.S. President John Tyler have? How many children did U.S. President John Tyler have? Oh, not 6, not 11. Lots? Well, for as long as he lived, yeah, lots is pretty close. I'm not sure how many children I have. She's not 19, or not 9, not 19. Let's just say a lot of folks have hobbies. They love to create things. They love to watch them. Let's say making babies was a hobby. Cooking isn't a hobby. Poor woman. let's just let let's just say wind tunnel. Wind tunnel. Not 30. Not quite that many, but the original contact sport. Yep, beats the hell out of football, don't it? Not 24, but you're getting closer. Not 23, not 26. No, no, go down, go down, go down. You don't go up, go down. Right, 21. Keep going. You're almost there. Yep, more than a dozen. More than a dozen. Not 19, not 18, not 25. I'll put you all out of your misery. President John Tyler had 15 kids. And you're saying that that ain't a hobby? Hey, Richie. Thank you, bub. Happy Labor Day to you, too. Now, I used to build models. When I was a younger man, I got that from my dad. My dad built model ships, model cars, model planes, all that kind of stuff. The only difference between screwing as a hobby and building models as a hobby is once you build those models, they cost you very little for the duration of their life. Just, fixing a, a cabling or something on a ship, or maybe gluing a wheel back on, something like dusting it, buying some dust spray that don't take the paint off. Could you imagine in today's money what bringing up 15 kids would cost you? I mean, Christ on a Triscuit, y'all. I would take up archery or something like that. After the first 5 or 6, when I realized what it cost to feed that herd, I would have taken up archery, finger painting, horticulture, something. Christ on a cracker. Yeah, I mean, kids were chattel back in that time period. Then again, so was your wife. You could work them damn near to the grave as long as you didn't hit them. But you could work them damn near to the grave. So, yeah. Out of all of our presidents, how many have died in office? I'm sorry, let me rephrase that question. Out of all of our presidents, how many have been killed in office? Out of all of our presidents, how many have been killed in office? Oh, you guys are all so close. It is not 3, 5, or 6. It is 4. 4 presidents have been killed in office. Name the only American president Name the only American president to have been elected after running unopposed. Name the only American president to have ever been elected after running unopposed. It was Georgie. It was Georgie. George Washington had no opposing challenge for the presidency of the United States. George Washington. Good job, Tony. going to take that back. I'm going with Tony. Who spoke the famous words, I only regret that I have but one life to lose for my country? Who spoke the famous words, I only regret that I have but one life to lose for my country? It was not Patrick Henry. It was Nathan Hale. Nathan Hale. And quite honestly, if you read the true history behind Nathan Hale, he was a double agent. He was an American who was supposed to be a spy for the British, but he was actually a spy for America. So he was feeding false information to the British, but when he was meeting with the British, he was spying for America. He was the first double agent. But it was Nathan Hale. Give me liberty or give me death. This quote is referred to whom? Patrick Henry. Good job, Tony. And Joe. Joe got it too. Joe got it first. Good job, guys. It was Patrick Henry who said, give me liberty or give me death. The pamphlet called Common Sense was written by whom? The pamphlet called Common Sense was written by whom? It was Paine. Thomas Paine. Thomas Paine, who, if I believe correctly, was the cousin to Benjamin Franklin, who had written the Silence Do-Good letters under the pen name of an old woman named Silence Do-Good. But it was Thomas Paine who wrote Common Sense. And Poor Richard's Almanac. Very good. When was William hiccup. Sorry about that. When was William McKinley assassinated? On what date was William McKinley assassinated? I was thinking of John Andre. Guys, while we're on the Revolutionary War thing, if you've never had a chance to sit down and watch the TV show Turn, Turn, look for it on your streaming channels, search it out on your Roku, find out what channel it's on, sit down and watch it. You will learn a lot of very accurate history by watching the TV show Turn. And it's just like, it's spelled just like it sounds, like you turn around, Turn. It's actually called, I think they later changed the title to Turn Washington Spies. But you will learn a lot of very true and accurate history from that TV show. They did a lot of researchers and had a lot of historians working behind the scenes to research each and every episode. And you even get to see John Andre, which Carrie mentioned earlier. 1893. No. You're a little over a decade off. When was William McKinley assassinated? 1901, 6th of September. This thing about the spy world is if everyone does their job correctly, no one ever knows. Good point. Good point. Okay, this will probably be our last question of the night, guys. Name the person who was first to discover rubber. Name the person who was first to discover rubber, not the person who was first to discover a rubber, the first person to discover rubber. It was not Charles Goodyear. It was not John Trojan. I knew you were going to come up with something about a rubber, which is exactly why I said to discover rubber, not a rubber. The rubber trees that the Mayans discovered does not count. Actual chemical made rubber. It was not DuPont. The Mayans made shoes out of rubber, sort of. It was not Firestone. Wasn't good for much without vulcanization, so Mr. Spock. Mr. Spock did vulcanize rubber, but he didn't create rubber. No real purpose for him to create rubber. He only had sex once every 7 years, and it was for the purpose of making babies. So he had nothing to do with creating the rubber. Hey, he only needed a rubber when he went into Palm Far. Damn Ho Chi Minh and their sandals. Well, that's because their genetics were so close, the Romulans and the Vulcans. Anyway. The first person to discover name the person who was first to discover the rubber. It was Charles McIntosh. Charles McIntosh. Charles McIntosh was the name we were looking for. And that, my friends, is it. It is 1 minute after 9. It is time for me to be like a fat baby and head out. Time for me to be like a tree and leave. Time for me to be like a bunch of birds and get the flock out of here. So there you have it, guys. American history trivia, trivial as it may be. Stand with the mind. Hashtag stand with the Mayans. Always a pleasure, Joe, Carrie, Cheryl, welcome to the family. Good to have you. Come back anytime. We'll be back Friday morning, 8 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and again Friday evening. I'm hoping to have a guest Friday evening. I'm trying to have a guest. I think we're going to start having guests again on Friday evening. Jay, take care of yourself, my friend. Templar, love and light, my dear brother. Take care of yourself. Until Friday morning, unless y'all want to join us, no wait. Wednesday night will be a pre-recorded show on unrestricted paranormal. We have to record it tomorrow night because Danny has a Masonic meeting on first Wednesday of every month. So I will see you guys Friday morning. Be looking for a video tomorrow morning. This shit's cool. Right about 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Maybe a little earlier. Just depends on how motivated I am. So until Friday morning, y'all take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. God bless you. God love you. I do. We'll see you in a few days, y'all. Take care.